Hi, everyone, and welcome back to our Advancing Your Business, Your People, and Your Legacy conversation series. My name is Kendall Rawls, and I am the Director of Development with the Rawls Group, and I will be your moderator. Today, I am joined by Jean Venat, an associate with the Rawls Group. Having owned his own business and working as a manufacturer representative to retail automobile dealers, Jean brings extensive experience in strategic planning and enhancing business performance to the conversation. Tom Olney, who is a partner with Owl Automotive Consulting, is also joining us. Tom brings 32 years of operational experience and has directly participated in over 30 dealership acquisitions as a buyer, a seller, and a broker. Today, we're going to talk about operational excellence. As car dealers, you're constantly faced with the unknown, manufacturer issues, recalls, economic changes, and what many have never experienced in their lifetime, pandemics. All these dynamics create disruptions or transitions in your business, which require operational excellence to succeed through the change, or what many may refer to as a strategic succession strategy. We have a powerhouse team of experts today with Jean and Tom, and are ready to dive in to answer common questions we're receiving from dealers across the country. Tom, how have customer preferences, shopping patterns, and habits changed, and what are some strategies to respond to customer needs?
So I think that customers right now in all areas of retail are looking at things differently, right? So the whole contactless shopping, more online, less physically showing up to places. So I think that customer preferences have changed, and so now dealerships, retailers have to change. I think activity levels from the dealerships that I'm involved in, their actual traffic counts, how we traditionally looked at them, is down. Yet a lot of them, their sales are equal or even up slightly. So there's not what I would call the frivolous shopping of, hey, let's just go drive around and the car, for example. They're doing their shopping online more so than before. And when they get on premise, they're there to transact. So I think that's important. And I think that the customer wants to see when they walk into your establishment that you are taking the current environment seriously, but also trying to make it comfortable for them, which is the challenge that we have. I also think that just like we are today doing something on video, a lot of people have not had practice with that. People are maybe not comfortable. But I think it can be a great tool. We're going to look for the positive out of some of the things that are going on. I think it can be a great tool for people moving forward, where it adds a lot more to what maybe was a phone call before, and maybe customers are going to be more comfortable jumping on a Zoom meeting or a go-to meeting and interacting, which may replace them being face-to-face with you.
Great points, Tom. We're in a day and age, let's look at it this way. The last 10 years, customers aren't shopping around at 10 different dealerships and driving every car out there. We've had videos posted on YouTube, numerous videos on different brands, makes, models, segments. And this is how shoppers are actually educating themselves before they get to the dealership. And nowadays, not even going to the dealership, getting that car delivered. So the day of anticipating a walk-in on your showroom is simply dissipating. Buyers are educated. They're doing research online, and video content has increased tremendously over the last 10 years.
And John, I think that's a great point. In the sales side, if we roll the clock back 10 years, maybe a little more, the sales staff and sales associate, a fair amount of their traffic and business was random walk-up business, right? And not pre-planned. And that is, as you mentioned, quickly going away. And so the skill set, a sales associate who maybe was very good at cold meeting a customer, developing immediate rapport, showing them a car and selling a car. Now we need skill set of people who can be proactive, reaching out to customers and interacting, as we said earlier, either over the phone or in these methods. And it may be a different profile of who's going to be successful in our business in the future.
Absolutely.
For the dealers in our environment, there have been dealers who have been doing very well, and there have been dealers who have really been impacted? And some of that I think could be market and location, but what are other things that you feel that the dealers that responded and are able to do well that they had done prior to this to position them for success?
Sure. So, like you said, if we take the state ability and dealership's ability to be open or not, so we'll take two dealerships that are in the same situation. I've seen some large variances. I have a client in Virginia, for example, that their owner and their general manager took an extremely positive attitude from day one and said to their employees, we don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to do this together. We're going to support each other, and we're only going to focus on the positive every day. The negativity is not going to get us to where we need to go. And they created immediately a culture of, okay, how do we change, and let's set some goals. And they set some goals to beat the prior year when this wasn't going on, and they were successful. And so I think that, and then that fed on itself, because they kind of believed that, all right, there is a market out there. We're just going to have to get a little better share of than what we used to. So I think it's attitude. It's attitude by leaders and what they encourage the employees to do and the attitudes that they encourage.
Advancing Your Business, Your People, and Your Legacy is produced by the Rawls Group and hosted by me, Kendall Rawls. You can hear more of this discussion on our website at www.rawlsgroup.com. Thanks for listening.